pick.
All right, as I'm
Dire
sure you
team
guys,
ban.
are hearing, we're actually rushing through the pick phases right now. Brewmaster, Tidehunter, and Shadow Demon being banned out from the casual game. As likewise, we have the Carl, we have the Doom, we have the Slark quickly being banned out by Clan. Bat
10
Rider.
seconds remaining.
We finally get to see a Bat Rider being picked up by casual gamers. That's going to be a lot of fun to see. Hopefully, we can see some
Radiant team ban.
amazing team coordination with the four staff, Blink Dagger, Bat Rider play right into an entire team and easily pick off a bunch of players. Just free kills, guys. Come on. Ancient Apparition all being picked up.
10 seconds remaining.
Beautiful global presence. Centaur War Runner.
Tinker.
Barely, you really can't get much
Dire
tankier
team
than that.
pick.
Mirana being picked up. She's got to be a lot of fun to watch. Some great initiation. And a Tinker made it all the way through bans. I'm actually kind of surprised. We've seen a lot of teams banning him out lately, and whenever he doesn't get banned, he gets picked. I'm not a fan of the guy personally because it means we're not going to see nearly as many little fights. But if you're a fan of Rat Dota, you're going to get some Rat Dota. So, going to have a lot of fun. Once again, just real quick,
10 seconds remaining.
if you like how I'm casting or if you have anything you want to talk to me about, let me know in chat.
5 seconds remaining.
I do have my eye on it. I would love to hear your input. I'd love to hear what you think.
Reserve time.
So let me know. I'd love to. I just want to help you guys out. I'm here for you. So hit me up and let me know what you think. Likewise, we are 4 hours into our 4-hour casting marathon today, or my 4-hour casting marathon. We're going to do it again tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get another 3 live games in before being forced to go back into the late casts. I'd love to see if I could actually get 4, but unfortunately I just don't think that's going to happen. So nonetheless, we will have more games being casted both on this channel and eSpot 2. So tomorrow. The main eSpot is going to be running for potentially the full 8 hours. We're going to have our main caster over there, and then I will be picking up the rest of the slack once he's done for the day. All the while, I will be casting on eSpot 2 until that transition happens, just like today. So eSpot getting a lot of attention. Thank you for sticking with us. And yeah, we have a lot of time being burned out by casual gamers right now. We just waiting for them to make their next picks. Not a whole lot else going on. I just don't think they know what to deal with this tanker anymore, or maybe they were hoping to pick him up themselves. Either way, now they're going to have to deal with some serious Rat Dota, and I don't know how they're going to do it. We don't see a Nature's Prophet removed, so maybe that might be their response. Wraith King picked up.
Radiant team pick.
We have seen him being played as both a support and a carry as of late. So in these tournaments. So really depends on how casual gamers want to play it, especially because they haven't obviously shown a second support. So he can really transition to whatever they may need. And we're just going to keep waiting. I do like the
10
OD ban.
seconds remaining.
Especially, well, I mean, excuse me, the Tinker loves the OD ban.
5 seconds remaining.
He is such a pain to have to deal with. It's just, he's going to remove all your mana.
Reserve time.
You've got nothing. You know, I just finally realized that we don't even have a Pudge in the game.
Dire team pick.
Haven't seen a Pictor banned one time. And, you know, I'm honestly surprised. Maybe it's just the amateur tournaments. They all realize we're not Dendy yet right now. We can't land every single hook and do amazing work with them. We have seen Tinkers. We have seen Vengeful Spirits. We have seen Bat Riders. We have seen Carl's Invokers. We have seen a lot. I'm just honestly surprised that we haven't seen a Pudge.
Ban.
Death Prophet's been picked up at least 75% of the games. So there's our mid though. Death Prophet going to do work against that Tinker, especially with the silences.
Dire
I think that's a
team
great
ban.
setup. I like that mid. Finally, a nice little setup to counter the Tinker. Hopefully. Guess we'll find out what happens, right? It could go anyway. If they don't shut out that Tinker, they're going to lose so much golden XP. So
10 seconds remaining.
potentially, I guess it depends on however they choose to play it. So we got more than enough time.
Remaining.
Oh, are you kidding
Dire
me?
team pick.
We're going to see some Meepo. We got a Meepo pick on Clan. So that's going to be devastating. So much split push, so much power, so much late game. Oh, I hope you guys are just as excited as we are, as I am. I love Meepo. Meepo was one of my favorite heroes, and especially with all the play that I think it was Excalibur giving him lately. Was it Excalibur?
10
Not sure.
seconds remaining.
Either way, we've seen him play a lot lately in the pro games, which is always a good thing. And naturally, they're gonna pick up a Lich. So, excuse me, very sorry. Meepo being picked up, Lich, absolutely beautiful counter for that, especially with the Wraith King. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, that's gonna be one difficult Meepo to catch, or it's gonna be one. I don't know. I said he was going to be easy to catch, but I didn't mean to say that. I think they're actually going to do a great job catching him out of position. Ancient Apparition slowing him down, Lich slowing him down, Death Prophet being able just to swarm host against these guys. Not the right ability, of course. Her ultimate, Exorcism. But Wraith King, Bat Rider, easily going to pick out that Meepo. I'm not so sure is a great pick, but it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And
10
just waiting
seconds
for
remaining.
the fifth casual gamer to go ahead and pick up the Ancient Apparition.
5 seconds remaining.
And we have the tactical pause right in the clutch moment, right before we say the rest of the team's picking them off. Obviously, right? So we're going to... Okay, there we go. Now we're up. Now we're up and ready to have some fun. Alright, so now that we've got that going, we're actually going to go ahead and jump through the roster as soon as I shut off this stupid directed camera. Alright, over on Clan, we have on Vengeful Spirit, we have Edgy. We have the Meepo as Vita. We have the Centaur Warrunner as Maxi. On the Mirana, we have Street. And on the Tinker, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. On Dire, on Casual Gamers, we have... We have Zaup on the Ancient Apparition. Lich as Smunky. On Bat Rider, we have HU, JHU. On the Wraith King, we have General Bobcat. And on the Death Prophet, we have Scant. Early game smoke coming up, and we actually have a potential... Actually, they're going to get spotted out if they cross this river. And they're going to get spotted out. The Radiant do say we have a big fight, 5-on-5, right off the bat. It's going to force Radiant back, but we have a whiffed AA slow. So, or actually, I guess that buffs Dire and hurts Radiant a little bit. Oh, my throat is getting a little sore. I'm getting a little tired. But I can do this. We have 4 hours to go. We can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. Keep having some fun. We have the Sentry Ward. It's not going to catch their camp block. Overall, man, Marana just a little confused what they were trying to do. Nothing else getting spotted out, unfortunately. And Ted, nice try with that Sentry Ward, but it's just out of position. Everybody else rotating back to their standard lanes. We have the Death Prophet pushing back in, and once again, just out of sight. Sorry, guys. As a matter of fact, that might get... No, it's not going to get spotted. So, it's time to... Actually, we have a big attempt coming on top of the Death Prophet, but it was indeed missed. Forgive me, Spectre. Going to turn it off.
Certainly not.
Forgive me. Forgive me. Got to shut it off. Got to go back to casting. Back in the top lane, we do have a duel against the Wraith King. No, excuse me. It's not a duel. It's just it's a battle of the tanks up in the top lane. We do have a 2-on-2 with the Meepo in the easy lane, just as is expected. We have seen a lot of Tranquil Boot play coming out from the Meepos. So, not surprised in the least. We do have the Mirana here. Got to tell him in chat. Very sorry about. That way you'll see it now instead of 3 minutes from now. We do continue to have a triple here. If they want any chance to shut down this meeple, they're going to have to do it very soon. Nonetheless, we see an intended initiation on top of the Centaur. He's going to take a good amount of damage before he's forced to take a couple of steps back, eat a tree. Back in mid lane, we do have the Death Prophet continuing to pick at this Tinker, who's just getting plenty of farm. 6-5. Meepo already up 8 farm, as a matter of fact. And interestingly enough, actually picking up a Quelling Blade. I guess that's going to do a very good job with that extra early damage. Early level 3 even, as a matter of fact. So the Meepos are beginning to start playing. So Tri Lane on the top against a solo Centaur who's beginning to become tanky. Wraith King 3, Ancient Apparition 2, Lich is 1. Come on, early game. Lich, we want to see that level 3. He's just jungling all over the place. Tinker continuing to do whatever he can. Actually, we have it rather even between the Wraith King, the Tinker and the Death Prophet. Except for that the Tinker's also done 6 denies and he's up on last hit. So that's very beautiful work. All the while, we do have the Wraith King up 15 last hits to Meepo's 11. So early game advantage absolutely going to the side of the Dire. To casual gamers. Death Prophet desperately taking a whiff at her her sweep, but it's not going to do it, and she's going to be spanked by the Tinker for it. And really no other full true initiation aside from that. Batrider easily going to get out from the Meepo's clutches as he's going to start going and jungling up. He's splitting up the Meepos, or at least thinking about it. He's trying. Your Meepo's trying. There we go. There we go. Nope, he's not doing it just yet. Thinking about it. Thinking about it. I'm not going to lose first blood because I'm watching over the Meepo. Sorry, it's not going to happen. Unless the Meepo was involved, of course, which would not be surprising as well. We don't even have some real dire wards here on this side of the jungle. I'm surprised. I figured they'd want to pick off this Meepo. So they'd be putting up some wards and trying to see whatever they could find. But they are not. In fact, they even... Or perhaps that's why the sentry was there. Perhaps picked one off. Meepo getting found out. And there we'd have even a nice little net, not even catching the right person, unfortunately. And that's one dead Meepo. Even the first blood.
First blood.
He should have taken that Meepo and sent him to the other one, but I guess he panicked a little too much. Lich, what did he pick up? Boots? No idea what he picked up. Nonetheless, at least that's the first blood. 430 gold, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 430 gold going to the Batrider. So not who you want to have pick up that first amount of gold against a Meepo. So either way, he's up 1,400 gold now. That's not a bad start. So, back in the middle lane. Not a whole lot of anything, really, going on. Actually, we've got a lot of damage getting hit, returned back into the Tinker. Tinker's going to spank the Death Prophet, and the Death Prophet's going to whack him right back. As a matter of fact, the Meepo... Actually, we do have the level 6 being popped by the Death Prophet. She's going to start pushing into the lane. I don't recall how much longer... How long does this have? 30 seconds. It's a standard 30 seconds. Tinker absolutely pushing her back, though. She's got about 15 seconds left with this ultimate. She wants to pick at some damage with this tower, but it's not going to do a whole lot of good. Up in the top lane, do we have any initiation? We do not. Actually, we have... No. No. We have nothing. Big wave clear from the Death Prophet, as expected. Batrider looking out for the Vengeful Spirit of Mirana. And Meeple's just trying to jungle however best they can. He's up to 600 gold. I'm actually a little surprised he hasn't finished off his Tranquil Boots right now. He's got enough gold for it. Tinker taking a lot of damage. All he would take is one big whiff, one big sweep coming from the Death Prophet. And she even finishes off her magic wand, strangely enough. But she gets a nice little haste rune. She's going to go back in the lane. Top lane, we actually have a lot of initiation on top of the Centaur. He is going to die down to the ancient apparition, but he's going to keep taking a lot of spanks from the tower, who's just going to teleport right out. And he's going to go home and not give the Radiant absolutely anything. Tinker taking a lot of damage. He's going to get his soul ring. But
top tower
Dire up 2-0 against the Meepo team, unfortunately. So you have to make it late game for it to count, guys. We see a big amount of camps coming in. And the Meepo's not going to get it. It's all going to go over to the Tinker. All the while, the mid lane's going to get pushed in nicely. And we do not have... Well, we have an ultimate, but... Okay, so there we have the ultimate. 2 seconds. 1 second. No, we're going to wait for the next creep wave for that one. All the while, the Meepo continues to camp. Or work on creep camps. We have the Dire absolutely spotting him out, and they're going to work on him. What's on the creep? Okay, only wards on the creep... on the courier. And no, they're actually going to continue working on this Meepo. He's down half health. That is one dead Meepo. They don't even need wards. That's the brilliant thing about their current setup is, unfortunately, this is spooking out the Dire, or spooking out the Radiant so badly that they might even drop some sentry wards in the area just to spot. Well, now we have a ward, but it just got dropped. So maybe they'll find that, but overall, we're just waiting for for Radiant to get something out of this trade, but they're not getting it. It's going to take a long time. Lich even stealing some nice little gold out of the means of the Tinker. We have pretty much everybody mid except for the 2 tanks at the top fighting it out. Everybody else mid. Every big fight coming in. Come on, camera. Lich actually taking a lot of the damage as the Vengeful Spirit gets spanked away. And we even have a nice little clarity being popped just to help out that Vengeful Spirit get back out of the fight. Big sweep coming out from the Death Prophet. She's got 2 charges left on her bottle. If she can get that up very quickly, then that will be a nice little... A quick one here. There we go. Waiting for the next creeps. And no, Barana is coming in to spook her away. Not sure what else to be casting for you guys right now, other than we do have there we go. We have some big Tinker gold coming in potentially soon. We've got a double creep stack. Give him 2 more minutes, and that'll be well played. Meepo level 5. We're 9 minutes in. Meepo has nothing. Really. Excuse me. Wrong Meepo. Ha! I knew better than that. Finishing off the Ring of Basilius. And we actually have the Centaur popping ultimate. And sorry, that was a little late. You tried. Gold star. And the Wraith King is going to get out. He even has the mana, so really, what's it matter, right? And we continue to have lots of dire aggression. Why wouldn't they? They're up 3-0. Meepo coming and taking the rest of the Centaur's farm. Saying, get out of here, it's mine. Spooking away the Meepo. We're 2,000 gold up on the side of casual gamers, as well as 1,500 XP. So 1-3. Actually, Tinker just picked off the Bat Rider while I'm dinking around. Sorry, guys. Where was that Tinker? Oh, actually, we might have a return AA ult. Boom! Beautiful play, Ancient. That's exactly what your ultimate's supposed to do. So, well played there. Getting a 1-for-1. And Death Prophet even getting a Vengeful Spirit. So I'm always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Ultimate's being popped. That's one dead Meepo. But now before the leech drops down to the Centaur. Continued. Actually, no, that was a 3-for-1. Death Prophet and the Centaur Warrunner. There we go. Wow. So lots of plays coming up on the side of the Dire, and Mirana's taking a lot of damage as well. Okay, so he is in fact going to get out. Not before a little pat on the butt from the... Okay, even further sweeps. Missed arrow, but a good try. It was actually very close. Right where you wanted the arrow to be, but ultimately not hitting anything out of it, unfortunately. Nice try. Now, you guys, I might not even be able to make it all the way through this 8-hour marathon simply because I'm running out of caffeine. No other reason, to be honest with you, but I'll do my best. I'll make it through. I just don't know how exciting I'll be. That's the main thing I'm worried about. Top lane, we do have some fighting going on top of the Wraith King. Gonna pop the ultimate. That's gone for 260 seconds. Further initiation with the Bat Rider, who's gonna get the easy pick on the Vengeful Spirit. Wraith King's actually gonna take it in turn. The Centaur War Runner is actually gonna get out. AA ultimate missing, not before the Centaur gets stunned, slowed. He's gonna clap, and he is gonna get out. Actually, the Meepo's trying, but he's not gonna get anything out of the fishing.
Is under attack.
Fishing nets thrown, but nothing caught. And with 4 on the Dire back up at the top lane with the Death Prophet in the middle lane, Dire just continuing to sweep the field. We're at 4,000 gold and near 5,000 XP, so...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ancient Apparition ult coming back in just to... Where's it sending it? Middle lane, trying to catching that Meepo, but really nothing else, to be completely honest with you. Actually, the Death Prophet could have potentially come in and did a nice little sweep and picked on that Meepo, but she chose not to. She didn't even... Well, she had just enough mana for it. Nonetheless, she did finish off her
Dire's
Yules. Okay, I was like, that's not a 4-staff. What is it, Chris? You know better than that.
Radiant's
Centaur
middle
denying the nice
tower
little mid
has
one.
been denied.
And that is the first tower blood of the game. Yeah, it is going to be quiet. I just noticed your chat. You'll catch this another 3 minutes from now. Another reason why I'm a little curious of maybe I'll call off the marathon, simply because if there aren't any viewers, what's it really matter, you know? So, if no one's here to watch, then why have an 8-hour marathon? Nonetheless, we do have what appear to be potentially a triple stack on the Ancients. Waiting for the Tinker to come and claim his prize. Big rotations on the bottom lane where they're easily going to get a pick on an Ancient Apparition. Excuse me, on the Tinker. The Centaur taking further damage. I don't know if that's not going to be enough for the Ancient Apparition kill. Nonetheless, the rest of the Dire ready to push in. Pushing the tier 1. Yep, Death Prophet dropping her level 2 ultimate. And that is
Dire's
one dead
top
tier 2,
tower is
dead
under
tier 1.
attack.
In fact, we do have the glyph, but it's not going to stand out.
Radiant
Are we going to get
structures
the Marana arrow? We are not going to get the Marana arrow. And no, that tier 1's going to stand. A lot of targets for it to pick at. But if she's not careful, she will get picked off by the Marana arrow, which is coming in, and she does dodge. Everyone gets out of its way. Alright, so nothing else really important going on. Except for potentially one of the Meepos getting caught out of position. Not caught out of position, caught by the wards on the Dire side, which did just drop. So definitely getting their money worth out of that tower, out of that ward. Tinker pushing in. Meepo, strangely enough, actually not really getting anything right now. He seems to now be working on his Ag Scepter, but he seems to be beginning at 15 minutes in, unless, of course, a courier picked it up, which he has not. So, very, very late, very slow Meepo. Oh.
Radiant's top tower is
Gem?
under attack.
Maybe they're playing a support Meepo, or maybe they're transitioning into one. I don't know. Either way, we do have the Wraith King pushing back in the top lane. Dire desperately want to keep their advantage rolling. Why wouldn't you? They're over 5,000 gold, 5,000 XP running right now. Back in the middle lane, and I am going to say the Death Prophet's ultimate is almost back up in 10 seconds, so they're going to continue pushing everything. In fact, they're going to jump right on top of that Marana. Easy kill. Not even worth that lasso, to be completely honest with you. Tinker doing whatever they can, but this push composition is not working. Radiant's so far behind. They're going to keep chasing. Death Prophet's ultimate is ready to go. Waiting for something. Now the Tinker's going to go ahead and start farming up the ancient camps. Finished off boots. Maybe a bloodstone? Working that early mana? Not entirely sure.
Radiant's
Wraith
top
King
tower
continuing to
is
work on
under
the tier
attack.
1 top, and he's going to get this.
Radiant's top tower
Wow,
has
even
fallen.
has a hand of Midas, so Nice little maelstrom even. Wow. This is a fed. Well, as he should be. This is a... the Wraith King is up 1-0. He's got 100 last hits. He has a nice little Midas. He's been solo farming. So, I mean, look at that. That's just gorgeous. The only person who's competing with him is the Tinker. If you're keeping up with... If you're keeping pace with the Tinker, you're having problems. So, actually, I'm going to go ahead and leave that on for a while. So we have a bunch... Death Prophet actually picking off the Tinker. My mistake. Very sorry. Caught it a little late. The rest of the Radiant all in the middle lane. I'm running out of gas, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I didn't mean no viewers, as in
Radiant's
0
bottom tower
viewers.
has fallen.
Whatever, man. Sorry. I didn't mean it like that, and you know it. We have a handful of very quiet viewers. How about that? And one Lars. Uh-oh. I'm looking at the stream right now. It seems to be pulsing like it was last night. Come on, Twitch. Get your stuff together. Push back on the Tinker. He's going to get slowed down by that ultimate, but it's really not going to do a whole lot of damage to him. In fact, did it even catch him? It did catch him. Doesn't matter. Dire continuing to push in the lane. We have a Death Prophet who's... She's not... Okay, she doesn't have her ultimate. She probably used it. No, she didn't use it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'm running out of gas. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I'm just getting... I'm a little tired. My voice is getting a little tired. I might just call this one a day early. If you guys have any games you want me to cast, I will do them. But at the same time, I want to, if I'm going to cast for you guys, I want to give you the best quality cast I possibly can. So, I'm not presenting that right now. There aren't a lot of good fights going on to keep me energized and excited. I am completely out of caffeine. So, if you guys have suggestions, I'll do them. Otherwise, you know, I think I'm going to make this my very last cast of the day. Unless you have objections. So, let me know. Talk in chat. Let me know. Lars, it's probably just going to be you. If you've got anything, let me know. Otherwise, we have 4 in the Radiant on the bottom lane, except for the Tinker, who's, of course, just jumping around like he usually does. The Meepo being completely quiet.
Dire's top tower is
The
under
alternative
attack.
Meepo, the main Meepo, really getting nothing right now. There we go. I think that was the first group poof I've seen of the entire game. Tinker getting some nice little farm out. Nonetheless, the Wraith King is absolutely getting his farm on. He is completely coming up to pace with a Tinker, which is absolutely
Dire's
insane.
top tower is under attack.
So, waiting for one of the teams to make a move. And we are over 10,000 gold on the side of the Dire. Casual gamers absolutely blowing this away. 10,000 gold, 10,000
Dire's
experience.
structures are
And they're going to go ahead and
fortified.
try and shut this game out with a nice little Aegis
Dire's
boost.
top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
All the while, Tinker up in the top lane getting completely caught out by the bot rider, who's going to pull him around in the fire. It's not going to do enough damage. Actually, he's got to go ahead and get him. Finally, the Tinker dying off. That was 1-4 Tinker. And the Dire pick off the Aegis. Pick up the Aegis. Death Prophet getting it. That's going to be a very fun Aegis to have for this Death Prophet. She's going to enjoy that. And everything going her way. Bottle picking up a nice little regen rune. And, yeah, so we're just waiting for the Dire to make their last move. I would not be shocked in the least if the very next move they make get an entire team wipe and thus a tier 3, maybe even a Rax. We'll see what happens, right? So, everybody else on the Dire just taking a couple of steps back, getting ready for the next big fight. We've got Ancient Apparition really getting nothing particular. Working on an Ags. So starting that, we have a Lich who's also working on Ags, 3/4 full with that one. Bat Rider who's got the Force Staff and Blink Dagger, just in case their team chooses to initiate on someone. We've got the Wraith King who's got the Maelstrom, slowly finishing up a Mjolnir. And we have the Death Prophet, who really doesn't need a whole lot else at this point. Well,
Radiant's top tower
maybe
is
if she
under
wants to
attack.
be funny, I would say... Actually, no, we have a smoke attempt. A potential smoke gank coming up by the Dire, or by the Radiant. They're not going to get spotted by anything because, I mean, even with that sentry ward up, it's not going to spot them unless they have human vision in those locations. And Dire pushing in the tier 2 mid. They know that they're in the complete wrong position now for this. Lich being picked off by Lich picking off the Meepo, and that's going to be an easy tier 2. Up 13-0.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Sorry, Lars. I'm not going to cast your bot game. Chris needs food. Chris needs pancakes. Hashtag pancakes. Oh. It's not going to show in chat. Nonetheless, who are they chasing down? Absolutely nobody. They want to push in this top lane. They want to finish this game. Let's see if they get the last tier... Well, the top tier 2, not the last tier 2. They still have one at the bottom to have to deal with. This one has less health than this guy, by far. So, easy little pick. Especially with the Death Prophet, who's still got the Aegis. She hasn't had it popped. Waiting for that. We're just waiting. We do have a Centaur picking up a nice little Blink Dagger. I don't know if it's a little too late, though. If it's too little too late. 3 more minutes on that Aegis, so we'll see that by the 26-minute mark. 8, oh boy, Heart picked up on the Death Prophet, and the Lich finishes off his Ags. So much damage. So much damage. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Absolute slaughter coming up. And we even have the
Radiant's top tower
Alright,
is
we're
under
not
attack.
going to pop the ultimate just yet. She has it. No, she doesn't. She has another 10 seconds on it. Bad Rider
Radiant's
coming
top
in the
tower
wrong
is
way.
under attack.
And he's going to... Who's he going to find? He's going to find the Tinker. He's going to grab him, and he's going to pull himself right into the middle of the fight. No, we actually have the Vengeful Spear doing a beautiful play, getting the Tinker out of the fight. Well played,
Radiant's
Vengeful.
top tower has
You
fallen.
just saved the Tinker a lot of heartbreak.
Dire's middle tower
And
is under attack.
smart work. Smart work, man. Tinker's still losing. He didn't lose that 3,200 gold because of that. So, play of the game. I'm going to call it. So we're just going to go back to a massive reset. Everybody getting out who needed to get out. Yeah, I'm going to call it after this game. It is going to happen. Especially with the video glitching in and out. There's no reason to have to deal with that. Heck, I may even try setting up my stream on another computer if this is going to keep up. There's no reason any of us should have to deal with the bad video quality. Especially when there's nothing I can do to fix it, right? So we actually have the Lich bottling a nice little invisibility rune. He's got his ultimate up. Well, no, he doesn't. He's got another 70 seconds. But the point is, he's got an Ag Scepter.
Dire's
He's going to be
bottom
wrecking
tower
people.
is under attack.
Death Prophet just not needing to pop that Aegis. I don't know. I love to push in with an Aegis, but I guess that's what makes me not a pro, right? Tinker actually finishing off his Scythe of Ice, his nice little sheep stick. Little slow with those, with the Ancient Apparition ult. Tinker decided to laugh it off as he pushes the lane back. That was cute, AA, but you're not going to get anything done up here in this lane. All the while, all 5 of the Dire are looking for a pick on the Radiant side. All while the rest of the Radiant are all in the middle lane. Dire have only lost 1 tower. This is... I don't know what to say, guys. Actually, we have a big fight here in the bottom lane, potentially. No, we don't actually. After all, we have all 5 Dire. They were just fakes. They're going to push in. And now we're going to wait for another tier 2. The Death Prophet does indeed have her ultimate up, so this is going to be some great push potential coming up very shortly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
People
Dire's
throwing
top
out some
tower
sick
is under
little
attack.
nets, but ultimately it doesn't matter in the least. Ah, we almost had a nice little stun from the Wraith King, but everybody jumped out just in time.
Radiant's
Nonetheless,
bottom tower has
Bat Rider
fallen.
taking a lot of damage from the Tinker, who has that, who went ahead and used his Scythe of Ice. Not like it won't be up very shortly. And everybody choosing to back out on the Dire. They pick off the last tier 2. That's going to be a lot of push potential. Radiant have absolutely nothing to play with right now. What about this? I said I was going to do a marathon. I might as well keep it. How about a nice 30-minute break or something? Something to let my voice heal up and maybe get some food. And then I'll come back and I'll keep casting it. I will keep going until 8 o'clock like I said I would. Which is 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours from now. Tell me what you think of that. A 30-minute break. So, sorry while I was typing that in. We've got the Dire continuing to push in the bottom lane, or in the middle lane, while the Tinker's desperately trying to do whatever he can to push back in this bottom lane. Alright, just saw your chat message. I will indeed stop for the day after this one. Nonetheless, we are waiting for the Tinker to finish off a nice little Dagon, which is always fun to watch. Not like the Radiant are actually having much opportunity to come back in this game. I mean, they still are vastly behind, but they're trying. They're actually going to get one. They're going to get the Bat Rider up. 3 kills, guys! Kill secure. They did it. They did the thing. And they're going to get some extra gold out of this nice little ancient camp. No bot games. Hashtag no bots. Tinker picking up his final Dagon, or his very, very late Dagon. And Tinker finding Death Prophet. Here comes the bat. Here comes the duels of the mids again. Tinker taking a good amount of damage from the level 17 Death Prophet. And he's just going to go ahead and back just as he should. He's going to go home. We actually finally have 3 Meepos on the field. The main Meepo finally beginning to work on his scepter. Doesn't really have anything else on him. Wraith King picking up a beautiful little Heart of Tarask. That's going to really help push in hard. What's he? He's going to just sell a Stout Shield for that one. Yeah, no sweat. Even finishing off his Mjolnir not long ago. So that's going to be some great fight potential. Waiting for something to happen. You know what? For a team to be out 14-3, I'm a little surprised they're not pushing absolutely everything in at this point. But look at that attack speed. So good. Death Prophet picking on the nice little Roshan, getting himself a nice little Aegis, getting herself. Nice little, actually, Bat Rider picking out one of the Meepos, and that's going to be one dead Meepo. Ancient Apparition get the kill for that. Marana even getting the Bat Rider. So we're actually 1 for 1. 2 dropping on the side of the Dire, as a matter of fact. They need the rest of the team fight potential. Tinker getting a kill on the Lich. 2 for 2. And there go the rest of the... No, actually, they're going to be spotted out. The Vengeful Spirit... Invisible, nice attempt, but Very interesting. That almost caught 3 of them there. Well played, Radiant. 2 for 2. Doesn't matter. Dire's going to push in, get a great little tier 3 out of this while they can. Unfortunately, they did blow the Death Prophet ultimate for that, so it's going to be another minute until they can actually use anything out of it. But what are they going to do? Stop this Wraith King? No. They have a double life Death Prophet. They have a double life Wraith King, who's just tanking so much damage. Actually, they might just get this first life down on the Wraith King. They will. Meeple's getting it down. Doesn't matter. Death Prophet picking off the Vengeful Spirit. Mirana buying back into the game, and the rest of the Dire are choosing to back out before they lose any actual lives. Getting that damage down more than halfway. It's actually down 80%. Oh, we do have streamers. We do have viewers. Awesome. Okay, well, since people are actually here, I honest to God thought people were gone. All I want to know is, are you guys actually enjoying the show? If you guys are enjoying the show, Wraith King actually getting the pick off the tanker, very well done.
Top tower is under attack.
If you guys are enjoying the stream, if I could keep my eye on the kills, 2 down on the cool. That goes to tier 3. No. I see your talk. If you guys are watching, if you guys are enjoying Meepo dropping down to the Bat Rider, I will continue. So, Death Prophet getting the Vengeful Spirit, but it's really not that big of a deal anymore. 4 down on Dire, and they're backing out. The Aegis can't be up for much longer. And they're going to get the bottom tier 3.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And they're going to continue working on top of the Centaur, who's going to be forced back in the base. There goes a bottom set of racks. Waiting for Cool to call it. Wraith King even picking up a beautiful little Desolator. And Bat Rider with the BKB. What are they going to do about this? Absolutely nothing. Vengeful dropping down rather quickly. Doesn't matter. Death Prophet taking a ton of damage, and he actually getting your Aegis popped. Doesn't matter. There goes the second set of racks. Boom. Further damage. Wraith King back up. He's got his ultimate. More lives. Hashtag more lives. Sorry, I'm typing. Forgive me. Okay, back to that. Tinker taking out the Bat Rider. Actually, I even saw the Mirana getting a kill on the Death Prophet, but I was typing because Chris is a bad caster. Hashtag bad caster. I need to stop with the stupid bad with the hashtags. Nonetheless, 2 full sets of racks down on the Radiant side. This is a do or die time for the Radiant. They're down 723, but let's be honest, they've actually been getting some decent kills lately. They've been picking off the Death Prophet a couple times. They've picked off Bat Rider a couple times. They've picked off the Wraith King more than a couple times. It's only been his ultimate that's keeping him alive. That's a lot of health. 3,000 health and a heart and a Mjolnir and now even a Desolator, and they're still continuing to pick on him. So Radiant are not weak at this point, but they have just such an uphill battle that it's making it so difficult for them. Especially with this Tinker now, who does have a level 3 Dagon. He's starting to build back up. All right. I will cast. Chris promised 8 hours. Chris will deliver 8 hours. That's it. There are no more. It's set. Oh, in fact, the Tinker's going to get picked off by the Bat Rider. And there they go. Boy, oh boy, that's not good for their team composition. Their Dire are ready to push in this bottom lane, top lane, especially with the Death Prophet ultimate. And that tier 3 top is absolutely melting. Not before the Death Prophet takes a bunch of damage. Wraith King taking a bunch of damage. They chose to focus on top of the tank first. Get rid of the Death Prophet. She doesn't have a second life, guys. Come on. 4 down on the Radiant. And that's the game.
Dire victory.
Alright, either way. I will continue streaming. I promised I would do it, and I will be damned if I don't follow through. We finished that game with Cool against CG. CG greatly picking up that game. Well done, CG. Give me 5 minutes, and we will be back for the other game that I already promised I would play. And until then, we have some Darude Sandstorm. Thanks, guys.